What's up, you guys? This is the Love versus the Reality Love podcast. I'm back with another show. This is exclusively on YouTube. Thank you for all the love and support, you guys. Continue to run it up. Continue to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hey, let's get it. Topic of the day is gonna be: is it okay to still? Let me phrase it. Let me phrase this right. Is it okay to still look out for your ex if you're in another relationship with somebody else? It was a question that was brought upon my attention because, you do have certain exes that, are probably, a lot of you do, that you still, reach out to. You may look out for even, But are you doing that when you get in a new relationship? Is it okay to do that if you're in a different relationship? Personally, in my opinion, no. You kind of have to excommunicate yourself from that ex, because that's a pride. That's waiting to brew. You can't look out for your ex if you're in a new relationship. It's disrespectful to your current partner. It's definitely disrespectful to your current partner. And you're going to have them feeling a way about it. Like, whoa, why are you still even in contact with the ex? The ex is an ex for a reason, right? But if you're not in a relationship, you can still look out for your ex. There's no issue with that. If you still got that relationship with your ex and that was your relationship, you look out for each other. But I feel that if you're in a relationship with somebody else, you can't be reaching back in the past, a blast from the past, and getting help. Or them giving you help, or you getting help to them. It just can't happen. It's not respectful. And that just shows the emotional connection that you still have with that person, or whatever connection it could be with that person. Clearly, you're not over them. I believe if you're still looking out for them, you're clearly not over them. And then if you do it while you're in a relationship with somebody, you're definitely not over them. Because you done got a whole new situation of somebody else making you happy and everything like that, and you still reaching back in the past. So that's when you need to come to a conclusion. You need to pull yourself back and really think about, you're not ready to be in another relationship until you cut that off. Or get back with them. I ain't gonna lie, it seems like it's spin the block season out here. It's really spin the block. Everybody's spinning the block. I ain't spin the block. I don't plan on spinning the block. That's not in my plans. Nah. I'm on the bigger and better teams, But everybody seems like they spinning the block, man. I'm telling you. I'm looking at Nelly. He done spun the block. Look at different celebrities, they done spun the block. J-Lo spun the block. Let's see, everybody seems like they spinning the block and going back. They going back home. We're going back home. That's what they said. I want to go home. And it seems like that's what's happening. A lot of these celebrities spinning the block, man. They like, you know what? It didn't work out the first time. For whatever reason. But I've changed. I'm different. But can I tell you this though? But this when you know if it's truly gonna work. When it's a natural spin the block. Not one where I'm like, you know what, I ain't got nobody else, but this one person did me this way and this da-da-da. No. You spin the block and not even knowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a natural thing. Like you see each other and it's like, hey, how you been? It's a natural thing. It's not forced. It's not one of those where it's like, I ain't got nobody else. Let's spin it back. Nah. It's just a natural spin the block. I've been noticing that. But you have to excommunicate yourself from that person. Or technically, you're not spinning the block. You just going across the street. You can't be out here doing stuff for your ex in another relationship. She can't even be a factor, or he can't even be a factor in your next relationship. It's a factor if you're still looking out. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in a relationship with a woman and she's still speaking to her ex, let alone doing stuff for him, it's a problem. It's a big problem. You can't have that, man. That can't be the case, brother. That kind of stuff, man, gets sticky, and it really makes the other person feel like, dang, you must don't value me and what I feel because you didn't even tell me, and that's where it comes in, because sticky right there. When you don't tell the other person that, hey, I still do such and such, and you're hiding it. When you hide it, you're definitely, no, you ain't let that ex go. You ain't done with that. It's impossible for you to be done with it if that's the case. If you're hiding it, even if you tell them, I bank on it, they're not going to be okay with that. Because first off, the first thing that's going to pop in their mind is, dang, why are you still talking to your ex? No, number one. And then number two, let alone that, why are you still doing stuff for this ex? What pictures do they got of you that you don't want to never get out? What do they have, kind of hold do they have over you that you're still looking out for them and being with me? I mean, you having your cake and eating it too. That ain't how that gonna work. I think it's a bad decision. I don't think it's a smart decision to do. I just think it's just in the best interest of both parties. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, that ain't one of them smart decisions, you know? That causes drama, unnecessary drama in your home, you know? It do. It causes unnecessary drama in your home. Yeah, man. Okay, so second question of the day is gonna be, how important is it for fathers to be in the home? When it comes to a relationship, getting in relationships, going out here and doing your thing, it's very necessary. And where a man plays his part, at which we got to get back in our places, men and women, you got to allow us to get in those places in our children's lives. Also, that's why the family structure is so important. Keeping that family structure together is very important. It's just not for you, it's for the next generation that's watching you guys. And so, to me, a father is very necessary, because where a man gets his identity, where he looks to his father to get his identity, what am I? Who am I? He looks at that man, that father. Very important, a father figure. That's where he gets his identity from. Okay, I identify with that. That's who I am. My dad does this. My dad does that. And your dad keeps you level-headed. If you're wondering why a lot of these men are going out into this world and they're out here creating these broken homes and things of that nature, it's because daddy wasn't there. Dad wasn't there to show you what a home is. Dad wasn't there to keep you level-headed. You wonder why these dudes out here ready to shoot, ready to cut up? Because they super emotional. They done been, this is not a disrespectful when I say this, but they've been mothered to death. And when I say mothered to death, that means all that was in the house was mama. So you know what happens? You know how there's somebody say, the more you stay around some person, the more you take on their stuff. The more you be around somebody, you take on their stuff. That's exactly what happened. You in the home. If all of mama there, who else traits you gonna pick up? There's no father figure there. Who else traits you picking up? You picking up mama's traits. So you're overly emotional, and as a man, being overly emotional is one of the worst things in the world. Because when a man's overly emotional, he's already aggressive. So overly emotional and aggressive on top of that brings out hatred, brings out devilish activities, brings out demon mode, like people like to call it. It brings out all of that. What dad does, he comes there and keeps that level-headed. Hey, son, you could make that decision. What he's going to do is give you a choice. You could make that decision, or you can go about it this way. Not saying mothers, like I said, shout out to all the single mothers. Y'all are doing an amazing job with raising these kids. But you can't teach no boy how to be a man. That's just not in you. It's just not in you. And what you can't teach them is how a man is supposed to love a woman. You can't teach them that from that perspective. Girls need to see that from their dad. So it's very important for a woman too to have a dad, because to see what love is and how it gets attributed to the mother, it's very important and vital when we out here and trying to get in relationships. Because what end up happening in relationships, they don't respect the daddy because the daddy was never there. So they going out based off what their mama's saying. Their mama's single. Their mama ain't got nobody. So the mama's out here giving her information saying, well, you don't need no man. You do this, you need to be independent, have your own, you need to, don't let nobody do this or that, and you teaching them that, and they taking that into their relationships. So the guy that they get in a relationship with has no room to try to improve or help, because he's not wanted. She's taught to be independent. She's taught to want a man, don't need no man. That is the craziest thing in the world, because a man will not stay where he's not needed. I'm sorry, y'all. A man's not going to stay. He's just not going to stay. I'm not needed here. Want ain't enough. It's a need for the need for us. The need for us is what's so important for us. You understand? The need for us is very important. You need us to fix this. You need us to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to go pick up the kid. I need you to... That helps, that validates us, that feels like we're worth something. Because a lot of times with men, we do struggle with our worth in this world. We do. We struggle with that. We do. We struggle with that a lot. What am I really worth? You feel me? Let's see, as black men, we know who we are. We know how we are looked upon in society. That's why it's super important for the father to be there for that child. Super important, man. I mean, a father teaching you how to deal with police could be the difference between life or death. I had a dad, so he taught me how to handle police. So when I got in a police situation, even if they was extra racist, walking up to my car with their hand on their gun already gun off, I know how to handle a cop like that. Yep, here's what you need. Go ahead and give me my ticket and let me go on about my day. I don't speak to him. I don't say too much to him. You know why I pulled you over? Probably because I was speeding. Give me that. Here you go. License registration. Boom, boom, boom. End of it. That's the end of the conversation. There's really nothing too much to have a conversation. But having a dad could have been a difference of me going crazy. Like, hey, yo, why you got your hand on your gun? Why you doing that? Doing that, and that fires up the situation. Not saying what they doing is right. Not saying what they doing is right. But to make sure that you get home, see, dads teach that, man. They teach that so much. I heard one time, Robert Ory, matter of fact, a basketball player, he said, son, I don't care what happens. When you get into it with a cop, just make sure you get home. Please get home. Don't argue with them. Don't say nothing to them. You just do what they say and get home. That's it. The object for that dad is to teach that son whatever you got to do to get home. Because he understands what that's like. He's been there. It's hard out here trying to raise a child by yourself. As women, it is. Because there's certain things that you can provide for them. There's certain things that you do provide for them. But the tools that they need has to come from the father. It was meant to be this way, y'all. I think people don't understand that. When I'm saying this, I'm not speaking bad on single mothers. Never that. Never that. They do an amazing job. But they need a balance. Kids need balance. I hear that all the time. Kids need balance. So the balance that you give them with your mothering and the emotional side and all those kind of things, even if you were a little bit high-strung, regardless of how high-strung you can be, you can't teach them to be no man. You actually need a man for that. That's the balance. Now you have a balanced child. You do. Now, whatever decision they make from there, not saying they're going to be any better, but whatever the decision they make from there, at least you know you did your part. Understand what I'm saying? So fathers are very valuable with how we move now as adults. They're very valuable. Because as adults, certain things that my father told me, I remember now. It pops into my memory. Certain things he showed me how to move pops in my memory. You understand? And so then I was like, oh, you know what? He did tell me that. So now it pops up. Because I had that. Now that is one of those where you need those lessons to pop in your head because you could make a decision that could ruin everything. You understand what I'm saying? So fathers are very important to society. Don't ever let nobody tell you that. They're very important to society. They're very important in the home. They're very important when you start to date people. I can tell if a chick from a mile away, if they daddy in their life, if they respect men, all of that. I can tell from a mile away based off of one conversation we could have via text or over the phone. I can tell. You can tell, man. And it's okay. It's okay. But women need balance, and so do men. So let's really come together on that and remember. Let these fathers be a part of their children's lives. And father, you get yourself together and get a part of your children's lives. They need you. They need you. All right, man. This is Love versus the Reality of Love podcast. We're going to get up out of here, man. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Turn that bell. You get notified every time I drop a vid. Until next time.